In the world of film, there are certain movies that stand above the rest, casting their shadows over everything that comes after. Each week, we discuss these Keystone films and the copycats that they inspire. This season on Keystone Copycats, The Point Breakdown. Hello and welcome to the season premiere of Season 2 of Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I am your host, Zach, and he, of course, is your other host,
Chris. Here, present.
That song feels like, I feel like I came in way too early on it, and it just kept going, and then I had to, turn it down.
Yeah, it was double you. It was you singing and then you chatting away.
It's always me singing and chatting away. That's my life.
Zach, I have something to say.
Hey there, buddy. How you look so good.
Not just that. 3 words.
Sure.
Fucking Point Break.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. So exciting.
In case you didn't know, if you didn't listen to the last episode, which I'm just going to say was one of the best episodes we've ever done. I'm saying that because we haven't recorded it yet.
Oh, just calm down. You need to get better at cheating the audience.
Oh,
and
no,
just
I don't give a fuck.
pretending that we get stuff
I like
done,
giving a peek behind the curtain.
So they respect us
This
more.
season on Keystone Copycats, no curtain at all. We're showing you everything.
Good golly.
Our dongs and our butts, everything.
So how was your break, sir?
Oh my!
Did you enjoy it?
I did. So you know what's interesting is it's a podcast, so we could have just barreled through, but we did actually take a break. I quit my job.
Yeah,
all
you
sorts
did.
of stuff.
You're unemployed now.
Well, no, by now,
Well, in 2 days.
By now, what's funny is, in 2 days I will no longer be employed. But I might be employed by the time an audience is hearing this.
Yeah,
episode.
but I mean, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Another peek behind the curtain, fellas. We're about 13 weeks ahead.
Nah, we're all right.
I don't disagree.
We're doing just fine.
So every time I call a customer, and this is something that I have to do for my former job, every time I call a customer, I want to say, "Hey there, buddy boy." Every time I answer.
Have you not been doing? Then maybe that's why you wanted to quit.
I do not do it to customers. Do not do it to customers.
Maybe that's why you quit, because you weren't happy and fulfilled. Had you just said, "Hey there, buddy boy."
I want to say it a lot, and every time we record, I'm like, "That's what I want to say to you." Hey there, buddy boy. How you doing?
You can. I'll allow it. But I say brother so much to my customers.
Yeah,
I just don't even care.
It's very Hulk Hogan-y.
Yeah, but I don't say hey brother. I'm just like,
no, I've heard you.
Hey,
You're
bro.
like, hey brother. How you doing there, brother? Yeah. That's more Macho Man.
Through the mask, you can do anything you want, man. No one's going to stop you.
What an awful sentence, and I do not agree with that sentiment in any way. Oh, you know what? But by the time people hear this, maybe masks are gone. People don't even remember masks.
So like the movie.
That's what I was going to say. For people who don't know, Jim Carrey is the original Mask, and what's his name? Jamie Foxx is his son.
Oh, did they
is
make
Jamie Foxx's son? I never saw the sequel. It's called Son of the Mask. And It has Jamie Foxx in it.
I assumed it was just that dog wearing the mask, because I think that happened in the movie I didn't watch.
That's the cartoon. That's the Mask cartoon. Do you remember that?
I do now. They made cartoons of everything when we were
Beetlejuice.
Yep.
The Mask. What's another weirdly adult movie that they made a cartoon out of? I know there's more.
I'm blanking. However, now that we're talking about cartoons,
Reservoir Dogs.
I got a question, and this is totally off Point Break.
Is it about gargoyles?
Why on earth in Ninja Turtles? Why does Casey Jones have the golf bag full of random sports attack material? I get it that he's got the hockey mask for protection, and then he's got the goalie stick.
Sure.
Because you're like, all right.
For
and
protection.
then even the golf bag makes sense. You throw it over his shoulder, and he's got a golf club in it.
Yeah.
But then he's got the cricket bat and then the 2 baseball bats. You're like, why did you need something from all types of sports?
So
that's 4 sports right
So
there.
Casey Jones' backstory is that he ran a used sporting goods
Yeah,
store.
all about sports.
Yeah, he ran
Or
all
play
about
it, play it again. Which one's gone?
No, he ran Play It Again Sports for sure. And then the Foot Clan put him out of business because they opened up a competing used sports equipment store.
They were dicks.
No, they opened up All About Sports across the street and drove him out of business. So that's his remaining stock. Like that's all of his possessions that he's carrying around. And you'll notice in like some episodes, like one will be gone, and then like the next one he'll have like a child's baseball glove in there because like he's still wheeling and dealing as much as he can.
There's still price tags dangling from each item.
That's right.
Good. I'm glad we clarified that.
You know, I would like to christen this new season by saying we are off the rails.
Yeah,
already.
That's all right.
5 minutes in.
So I'm gonna do the shortest synopsis.
Yeah, give us a synopsis.
I didn't look
the
up
1991 classic. Oh, I didn't even give the little Point Break, directed by Catherine Bigelow, starring Patrick Swayze as Bodie, Keanu Reeves as Johnny Utah, Gary Busey as Pappas, and Lori Petty as
Tyler,
which I am not happy about that name, but also
she plays it well.
Uncredited rewrite by Catherine Bigelow and James Cameron, which I have a copy of that draft and I've read it and it's delightful.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I didn't look up jack shit. The synopsis that I chose is 2 surfers are fucking amazing. 5 stars.
Oh,
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I like
That's
that.
all you're going to get.
So is this a real like Amazon review or is this your...
Oh, that was me, baby. That was me all the way. No, Johnny Utah is played by Keanu Reeves. I will give you a little bit.
Johnny Utah.
He's undercover for the FBI. He just shows up in... Where's this actually at?
It's in California.
Maui.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Maui is in Hawaii. What is...
I know.
What?
I know. That's
what
I
said.
said.
Maui. It's in Los Angeles.
I just wanted to say Maui.
They say in the beginning it's the bank robbery capital of the world.
Yeah. So he shows up, new agency, and meets Pappas, his partner, and they're hunting down 4 bank robbers who dress as ex-presidents, or the massive ex-presidents, and they believe that they might be surfers. So they're trying to figure out who they are and bust them.
Yeah, but that's Gary Busey. That's Pappas's.
Oh yeah.
His wild theory.
Yeah.
I'm
and there's so much we have to talk about during his theory.
There is so much bullshit surrounding it.
This is a hot opening, I will say. The
the
opening 10 minutes of this movie is just gold and gold and
but
gold.
But the surf footage over like the opening like
the
titles,
montage, the classic 90s montage
with the really bad graphics, it's weird. I'm not a fan of it. I did not like the opening with the graphic. I thought it was bad.
I
noticed it.
You didn't like when Johnny Utah was shooting at a target.
I did.
And someone goes, "Great job, Utah," and he does this big old smile, thumbs up, like he's like.
I did like
that. No one's ever told him "way to go" before.
Yeah, no one ever told him he did a nice job.
He's a cheery child for that thumbs up.
Did you? Sometimes you say phrases that I think are like from an alternate dimension.
What'd I say?
You said cheery child, which is like not a thing that anyone says.
I was crossing something off.
I think that's just your
sometimes
life.
I go in autopilot and I don't even know what I'm up to. So that happens occasionally.
Wonderful.
Every episode.
Wonderful.
So let's go through the beginning.
Sure.
So he's shooting. We get that there's surfing, and then he's in the FBI, and then it's his first day at the office. So he goes in and he's getting shown around by Ben Harp,
Dr. Cox.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, you can have this one.
I wrote him down as Dr. Cox. Yeah. Like every time I mention him,
I didn't watch Scrubs as much as you did. So
no. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on this show before, but the hosts of Singularity: A Dinosaur's Tale and I have talked about doing a spin-off podcast called No Scrubs, where every episode is named after an episode of Scrubs, and the only thing we're not allowed to talk about is the television show Scrubs and also the song No Scrubs by TLC.
See, that's the shame.
Yeah, we can't talk about that one either. We also can't talk about the thing that like doctors wear, Scrubs.
You mean gownies?
Yeah.
No, that's the patients.
Yeah, but we also can't talk about busters because a scrub is also known as a buster.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, see, now I'm just thinking about that music video.
Yeah. I don't watch no Scrubs. Scrubs is a show that won't get no views from me. That's the theme song.
Did you ever watch that counter from the rap gentleman? There was no pigeons. It was really bad.
The rap gentleman?
The rappers.
No pigeons. Ugh.
It was rough.
It's funny when they like try to like do a response to a song and you're like, that song was catchy,
like the
and
retaliation,
fun, and
like,
this is just bad. Like they don't
cash grab.
Yeah.
So Ben Harp is just walking Keanu through, and he's just like, we're healthy, we don't drink, we don't take in refined sugar, you know, we're healthy and exercise. And you're like, all right, so this guy's got a stick up his ass. And Johnny Utah's response is, I take the skin off chicken. And then he reaches in the donut box and takes a bite of the donut.
I love these things.
I love these things, and it just,
I love it.
do you want to do do his line? Do you want to do the line, the rebuttal?
Oh, it's your real blue flame special?
A blue flame special, and then young, dumb, and full of cum, and you're like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
And then, I guess we just have an asshole shortage. And then he walks away, and then Utah's just like, not late, or was it? Not lately.
He said, and I didn't write the quote down.
Not so far. That's what it is.
It was not so far, or like, it was not so far. That's what he says. But, oh no.
Sorry about it.
Wow.
Sorry.
Professional podcast here. Wow.
Let's figure out who screwed this up.
Wow.
Oh, it's my sister. Sorry,
what
everybody.
What a jerk.
She's always been a jerk.
She's going to listen to this, and she's going to hear us talking about how she's a jerk.
She's 6 months pregnant, so we got to forgive her.
She's a scrub.
Yeah.
We don't want no scrub.
Can't talk about it.
So I did write down, what does blue flamer mean? Because, okay, so we've talked about this in the past. We don't know. But what I had never
I didn't look this up, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head.
What I had never noticed before is that Dr. Cox isn't the only one who says it.
Yeah.
Pappas says it later.
Correct.
So Dr. Cox calls him a real blue flame special. Okay. Pappas calls him a blue flamer. What does that mean?
The blue...
Is that a thing?
Apparently. The blue flame is the hottest part of...
Nope.
Right?
Nope, not going down
is
this.
Is that a thing? You asked what it fucking meant.
Is hotter than blue.
Okay, but blue is hotter than the orange, right?
Sure.
So I'm assuming that's something that's
So you're
burnt?
saying Dr. Crotch is a...
Dr. Crotch? What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, you'll understand here. You're saying Dr. Cox is a fire crotch.
I'm trying to...
So Johnny Utah is hotter than
I'm
his
trying
pubes.
to say it's a plate, so let's assume something was burnt, as in it's a special because it's a bad product. Right?
No, that's a reach. Because
don't
Pappas
fucking
says it
ask
later.
Me my
No, because
opinion.
Pappas says it later, and he doesn't say blue flame special.
No, I think it's just you're a piece of shit. This is what I'm trying to get.
He does say blue flamer later, which does that mean he's a rookie? Is that a thing?
Sure.
Well, I don't know. I just don't get it. You know?
I tried to pitch an idea and you shot it down, so I don't want to play this game anymore.
Well, but you said blue plate, and nobody says blue plate in it.
Yeah. It says in the beginning.
He says blue flame.
Are you positive?
100%.
Oh, then I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, but here's the thing.
And I got mad for no reason.
You were also positive that he says blue flame because you just used it, flame, in your explanation.
I've been crossing shit over here, dude. I'm barely paying attention.
The real cherry child.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little early, but I don't think it's premature to bring up my first pitch for a trope.
I'm gonna counter you, but go ahead.
Rookie.
Ooh.
Our main guy's a rookie, and so
okay.
Hang on, let me just frame the way that I kind of, and I didn't 100% do this, but I kind of did my tropes as like Utah or Bodie, like, because there's two mains, your villain and your lead and your antagonist, are both like I gave tropes for both of them. It's not like Groundhog Day where Phil is the singular character, you know, that has any agency in the world. So like,
I think mine are kind of around the movie itself.
Yeah, I get that.
I think all of mine actually are around the movie itself, not just the characters. So we'll give
Okay.
It's hard to explain without going into.
So we'll go. Yeah, no, we'll go back. We'll go back and forth, and we'll hit them as we go.
Yeah.
But do you think rookie? Do you think being a rookie is? Do you think that's?
I like that. I'm embarrassed that I didn't think of that one.
because I wrote it down, but I wasn't sure. So it's like new guy, new perspective, rookie agent.
I have 10, and not all of mine are good. So I just have options.
I have 10 too, and I think one of them.
I like rookie though.
Okay, rookie. We'll give it a check.
So my counter is going to be: is there an Angelo Pappas? As in, is there some character that is like Angelo? Because he's big.
That's tough.
He's big. Now I don't think a lot are going to get it. That's why I wanted.
I think
to
most
that
won't, and
just a big fun supporting role.
Weirdly, thinking about it that way, I feel like it shouldn't be a trope.
Oh, okay.
And I know
I'm not married to it, but that's my first. That was my first one.
So I think there's two ways we can think about these tropes.
All right.
We can think about we can look at it in terms of what is going to give this movie the most influence and do them that way. And that's kind of what when I say like the Pappas thing doesn't work, that's kind of coming from that point of view. But the other side of it is is this trope like imperative to this movie working? You know, like, does this movie work without a Pappas character? Does this movie work without that kind of zany?
This movie does not work.
That's what
without Angelo. If that's what you're fucking asking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So there's the two sides we can look at it. We can look at it as in like, I don't think anyone.
You don't
copied
want it.
that.
Like that's all you have to say.
No. I'm saying
on.
like, how do you want to go about this? Like, because there's the way that
whichever one sounds great. I don't need it as structured as you.
No, but I want to know kind of like where we're going.
I'm still going to pitch the remaining 9, so it kind of doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like
that is like the most nihilistic response.
No, I'm just saying that here's the
that
thing is you're going to pick them anyway, so it doesn't matter to me.
Well, no,
you're going to decide if the mine are okay or not. Like,
and you're going to decide if mine are okay. That's the way this works.
Yeah, but not as much.
That's the way this works.
Like you always have 51%. Like I get it, but so no Angelo.
Is that because I'm a large man?
Did.
That's because we just took photos where I said I look like Patty. Is that it?
No, I didn't think that at all. But it's just when you said I look like
Patty. Because like if we're going by size, like I'm like 70%, my dude. Like it's not even close.
So Angelo, no, that's fine.
Well, no. So okay. So how do you want to?
But
like,
yeah, I'm just saying if we are basing them off what makes this
and I think
Point Break, then I do think Angelo should be part of it.
And what I think is interesting is like we couldn't
because
do this.
It's just because Angelo just represent the I don't want to say wild card, but he is the most wild card-esque of this story of just that zany support.
Yeah. So my thought is.
But also because he's really necessary because he's the one that pitches the idea of tracking the surfers. It's way out there.
He's the one with the
once
crazy
again,
theory.
You can there's so many the Pappas character has so many tentacles that you can just reach from if you wanted to.
Okay.
To grab it. Now once again, you're never going to get a 100% Pappas because he's fucking great.
No.
But I think he has one-liners. He's
funny. He's a good
he's
cop.
funny. He's necessary. He's a mentor.
Yeah.
He's and I'm not gonna spoil it yet. Like he
initially goes against Utah.
He's very what do I say? There's a friendship. There's an emotional
basis. Weight to it.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he represents a lot to Keanu,
more
to
real
Utah
than some characters would. Okay, so that's the thing is like
if you want to put in the maybe, I just think that Angelo Pappas it is just kind of like that's funny, but he does represent a lot more to the movie.
So here's the thing for me, like basically like. We can determine right now how we're going to judge the tropes moving forward.
Because he does
and that's what I'm saying.
When the story's going to end and they're going to arrest Keanu, he saves him.
Right.
You know, like he is very vital to the
important.
Movie. I said let's just put a pin in that and just say let's put it off to the side.
I might have one on my list that would merge with it that will kind of do it. So hang on, let me take a look.
Everyone just be patient with Zach. He's reading. If you want me to describe it, just call in and let me know.
Yeah, someone call in, please.
No one has called in this season. I've noticed that.
Get it. No, I don't have one. Okay, but
oh, good. It was fucking
no, I don't
super
have
anticlimactic.
one. I don't have one. Well, because I considered like the Pappas like wild theory as a trope.
I
Pappas
say
is a maybe. I think Pappas is a maybe.
I say let's put a pin in it.
You know what? Let's go Pappas.
Want to do Pappas?
Let's do Pappas.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark that down.
I'm just gonna put Pappas wild card, and we'll come back to whatever.
So what that says to me is we're deciding these tropes on what makes Point Break.
Correct. Yes.
And so it's interesting because when we did Groundhog Day, we didn't determine all of the movies we were going to do for the season.
I didn't have any fucking tropes.
Well, we didn't determine any of the movies, or we didn't nail down what the movies were going to be before we recorded the first episode.
Yeah, should that be stated?
Well, so now we do have 8 of the 9 movies
almost
planned.
Every single one.
So
Zach's going to surprise me with a mystery one.
So it does, like, we didn't have the opportunity to kind of try to tailor it to what the tropes to the other movies. We didn't really have that option with Groundhog Day, and that's why I think it's kind of interesting to like say like, oh, are we going to do it that way? But I think you're right, and it should be based on like, does this make it Groundhog Day, or does this make it Point Break? You know,
we're gonna forgive like for the first.
I'm gonna say Groundhog
Day for
Day
the first
so
3
much.
episodes. We're gonna forgive if we say Groundhog
Day so much. I'm gonna compare people to Phil. Like,
yeah.
So talk about loops.
So after we see Johnny Utah, what a good name, by the way. My name's Johnny Utah.
I don't care.
No, it's who cares.
Who cares? No, that's good.
So anyway, after we see him do his little FBI thing where he does,
I like the walk and talk. That's like a one shot.
Yeah,
through the bullpen and all that. It's really great.
Yeah,
it's a Sorkin-esque walk
one
and
thing
talk.
we talking about Pappas, we kind of skipped over his where he meets Johnny, where Johnny comes in and like they're doing this diving thing where you have to find bricks on the bottom of the pool like with a blindfold on, and obviously Pappas is a senior detective. He's been kind of looked over.
20 years he's been on this job,
and he's like diving and he's like, this is bullshit. He puts on his blindfold and he goes, and now they've put me some rookie blue plate special, and he's talking to Johnny, and Johnny's obviously like he plays along with it.
So he's talking to like his like boss there or whatever, who's making him do the trainer or whatever it is. And then he's like talking shit, and Utah walks up and is like, I'm right here. Like, no, he
does the some punks just never learn. Like he just kind of goes along
plays
sarcastically.
Along with it. It's fun.
But what I like about Pappas is he just accepts it right away. He just kind of smiles like, I fucking, shoot, foot in my mouth kind of thing. And then he shakes his hand and says, I'm Pappas. I'm going to say Pappas a lot. Pappas.
I like Pappas.
And yeah, that's how they meet. And then it jumps to the first bank robbery with the ex-president, which is the 4 guys in the ex-president mask. And what my only note about this first one is, they jump over, they're in the suits. And they're very in and out. They don't go to the safe. That's
90 seconds in and out.
That's a big important thing is they never hit the safe because it burns time. So they just get quick cash from the tellers,
just the drawers,
and they run out. And
they separate the die pack and shoot it. It's cool.
Yeah,
they're very systematic.
What you notice is that one of the guys, I can't remember which president, runs out and he moons the camera and it says thank and then you on each cheek.
I think it's Carter. It's Carter or LBJ. Right. It isn't Nixon. I know that.
Yeah, it's not Nixon. Well, it's the taller one. I didn't get his name, so whatever.
Gromit?
But he really goes out of his way. You did not need to moon the camera, and that means that someone wrote thank you on his ass. Like, as in, it was pre-planned that he was going to do this. We'll get to that later. It was, like, pre-planned that they were like, let's moon the camera, but, like, why? Why did you have to do that? Because they're bad boy surfers?
Yeah, that's why.
I'll accept that, by the way.
Yeah, but the thing of it is,
bad boy surfers.
If they did that every time, maybe, but like that's the thing that fucks them up. That like Utah sees later and it's like it's up, like it's that gives it away.
Yeah, in that scene, I've got something to say too.
Yeah.
But.
So I love that this is Utah's first case, and let me know if you agree with this comparison. That I think is kind of wild because it won so many Academy Awards.
That Keanu is actually doing detective work, and
no.
Pappas wants to fucking
Silence of the Lambs. It's Silence of the Lambs.
What do you mean?
Because Clarice isn't even out of Quantico yet. She's still in the academy in Silence of the Lambs. She gets pulled in. It's her very first thing. This is his first thing. I think it's.
But she's still in the academy. Okay, I mean,
so he's like the rookie, and I think it kind of, And I guess I noticed that a little more. Yeah, but I noticed that a little more because I just listened to that book to Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
You got a different flavor there? No, same thing.
No, I got an 8-pack because LaCroix only sells 8-packs for some weird reason.
Because they're fucking hipster bullshit. You know that one, actually, the one that you got for the one that you got for the clam bake 2 years ago?
The one you hit with an axe?
Yeah, the one that I hit with an axe. That one was actually really good. That's the only one I've had that I was like, this is tasty.
I don't know which one it was.
It's cherry lime.
Oh, I never see that one.
It's delightful.
I would buy
It's a tall, thin can. It's not like the regular can. Thanks for tuning into Sparkle Talk, where we talk about seltzer water.
We're trying to get ads now.
Yeah. This episode of Keystone Copycats brought to you by
Crystal Gems.
Depression. Ugh.
It's like static. It's like
It's
like drinking someone's thought about what is it? Passion fruit. Someone thought about passion fruit into my can, and then I drank it.
Anytime you say passion fruit, I'm gonna whisper it echo like behind. Passion fruit.
So then they're checking out. They burnt. They ditched the car or whatever, and then Johnny and Pappas are. Well, not so much Pappas. Johnny's checking it out.
He volunteers.
For fingerprints.
He volunteers to go work the drop car, and Pappas is like, "I'm doing a drop car." Like he's pissed about it. He doesn't want to do it,
and he gets real upset. And when Johnny's egging him on, and he gets in his face, and he's talking about. He goes, "Tell Nam stories."
He gets him mad,
and he gets real mad in his face. He goes, I was in Nam and the thing, and
I was in Keystone taking shrapnel when you were jerking off or whatever.
No, he says, "Crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face." Yeah, that's what he says.
Who does that?
Babies?
Apes?
Right?
I don't know.
Crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face. I don't think they gave him lines.
You know what I think?
I don't think...
No. I think that is like very informative of Pappas's character.
Gary? That's what he says some fucked up shit. Like when he talks about
eating
the dead rhino. I'd eat the ass end of a dead rhino.
He says out. So do you think that means he's a millennial?
But what was it about? He says, like, I would do this to get my meatball subs.
No, because he's saying he's that hungry that he would eat
so
the ass
hungry.
end out of a... But I think he meant horny. I think he meant hungry for sex.
Yeah. Give me 2. Then when he leans
sandwiches.
out, give me 2 meatball sandwiches. Then he walks away and goes, Johnny, give me 2. I'm positive Gary Busey doesn't have lines.
So, Did I ever tell you about the play in Los Angeles? They would do Point Break, and they would just pick someone out of the audience to be Johnny Utah, and he would read all the lines off cue cards.
It wouldn't be much different.
Which is fantastic. I think they stopped doing it when Patrick Swayze died, but...
Hey, guys, I love this fucking movie.
It's awesome. It's so good. And you would think, like, I remember when they made the remake, and I thought, like, this is going to be sick. Like, they're going to do it really cool. It fucking sucked. It was so bad.
I didn't watch it. I didn't want to.
Don't watch it.
I didn't need it.
So, and just a spoiler to everyone listening to this, we're not doing the remake for this season. We're not doing it. It's bad.
That's a good
I don't
spoiler.
want anyone to watch it. I'm really happy that you didn't have to watch it. Like, I saw it in the theater. My wife and I saw it in the theater because we go to a movie on Christmas every year, and that was the one. We were both like, Point Break, this will be fun.
It was funny because you're like, yeah, I guess we have to do the remake. And then as we were talking about movies compared to, you're like, oh, let's just not do that.
I was like, we're definitely not doing the remake. It sucks.
Yeah. So back into the detective office where they're doing a late nighter. They're drinking Corona and they got
that's that same night,
the pizza and shit. And they're talking about I guess they pulled a smudge mark off a shoe print in the bank, and he goes and Pappas goes so I become a wax expert. He goes, they're trying to figure out what it was, and he pulls out this thing called sex wax.
Yeah. Which is a real thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like that's what they use for surfboards.
That was me my first question. Second, are you gonna make a song called "Sex Wax" for Watterson?
I don't.
Because I think you have to
so.
Legally.
I don't
do
think
it anyway
so.
though.
I think we had a funny.
Now, another thing about just Gary Busey on set is that they're drinking Corona. They're doing an all-nighter. And then, out of nowhere, Gary Busey just grabs some Jim Beam or Jack Daniels and just starts chugging it. I'm like, okay, no, I get the whole drinking beers in the office. That dude's pounding whiskey. No wonder he hasn't had a case in so long.
Yes.
Also,
I love Pappas.
A Gary Busey choice. He just brought it from home.
I love Pappas.
So anyway, Sex Wax, that was their first lead. And I can't remember where
that was his lead.
I can't remember where they. Oh no, that's because that's when they talk about the theory.
Yeah, because he thinks they're surfers,
and everyone's making fun of them.
Okay, so I'm gonna do like I've got a note on this, and it's jumping ahead a little bit.
Is it Gary Busey surfing on a desk? Because I could watch that all day.
No, but I would.
It's so good.
No,
it's like all that whiskey.
I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, but we'll get to it eventually. But I just want to really emphasize, like, why the fuck did they act like surfing criminals is such a crazy idea when they have an undercover DEA agent undercover with surfer drug dealers already?
They didn't know that. That's why it's so crazy in the FBI, because they don't talk to the DEA clearly. Because of the spoiler later that they didn't fucking talk to the DEA. And I love that when your guy Ben Harp comes in and he goes, yeah, apparently like you guys just didn't do your research that the DEA is in here. But if he's under deep cover, or if he's in doing deep cover, why the fuck would they know? Why if you didn't know, if Ben Harp didn't know, then why would anyone know? How does that work exactly? How do you think that works with the agencies, that there's no overlap?
I think that was like a big thing in the 90s, that there was like bad communication between agencies. And I think that was like a kind of trope of this kind of thing where like they would blow up their shit and be like, no, you fucked up our thing. And like, I think that happened.
Also, it's the morning when they do the
Do the raid.
And what's that actor's name? He's very popular. He's a natural born killer. The DEA agent. The undercover.
Oh, I don't know him.
Okay, he's in Saving Private Ryan. He had the meth addiction.
I don't like Saving Private Ryan.
Okay. Well, anyway, the actor is like, he's undercover for find the drug connection, and it's in the morning, and he's eating cereal, and he dumps beer over it.
Yeah,
now
that was bad.
That's dumb. But also, dude, he's still a cop. Why is he drinking beer? Why is he drinking beer with cereal in the morning? Like, I don't think that guy had a wife. He says he does.
Let me ask you.
I think that dude's just using.
Let me ask you a pretty important question.
Got you.
He freaks out. He says,
you think I like this hair?
What was wrong with his hair?
No, it was bleached. I think
he was supposed to have like crazy colored hair or something, and the guy was like, not doing it.
Yeah, no, I think
he was supposed to have crazy hair and just was like, I'll just have regular hair.
No, I think that guy just loved being undercover so he could just do drugs.
Clothes.
Yeah, I think he was full of it. I think he was just playing it off like he had no intention of ever meeting the dealer besides buying some crystal.
Some drugs, yeah.
It was also uncut crystal. I'm like, what?
Did they cut? Did they cut? I guess I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm like, what? What do you mean uncut? Like, what do you cut? Wouldn't you just make it?
I'm gonna ask my friend who did meth.
Okay,
and I'll get back to you.
All right, thank you. I'll just be here.
Yeah. No, just stay there and just like vamp.
Yeah. Keanu or Johnny's first day out surfing, because they come up with a plan that he should go undercover as a surfer and try to figure out who this clique is, and then infiltrate them.
Yeah.
So
that's Pappas's plan.
So he's surfing, and they realize, all right, surfers are territorial, and he's not fitting in. So he sucks at surfing. So he wipes out or whatever, almost dies. And then we see the Lori Petty character, Tyler comes in, and she saves his life and yells at him for being an idiot. And then there's the infamous, I'm Johnny Utah. Who cares?
Yeah. And I wrote down at this point, I would love to go surfing.
Yeah, me too.
And in my note it says, I would love to go surfing. ... Also rob a bank.
I want to rob a bank, but I don't want to go to jail.
Same.
So I don't know how I'm going to get that done. Because there's no foolproof way of robbing a bank without going to jail. All my plans.
Okay, the answer about do they cut meth is...
I assume they do.
Well, okay, here's the answer. They can, but it's typically pretty obvious.
Huh. Yeah, because it wouldn't blend as well. Like you can put like baby laxative in cocaine.
I see.
But you can taste that. So
the next quote was, like, if someone sells you just powder rather than shards, that's sus.
Yeah, but I mean, what about just smashing up like an old glass window and putting that in meth?
I mean, sure, I guess you could.
I guess that would just hurt people.
Well, yeah.
I guess we shouldn't do that.
No, we shouldn't do or sell meth.
What else could we smash up? And
so
I don't really know what meth, the texture of it is.
It's like glass. That's why they call it that.
Huh. Is there anything like safer we could smash up and put in meth?
Other meth? I don't know.
Ooh.
Okay, so
You make an inferior. Oh, like what about rock candy?
what
That'd
about
be safe.
what about chili pea?
Yeah. Captain Cook. Or what was it?
Captain Cook.
Captain Cook.
What'd you think about the cinematography of the surfing? I thought there were some really, really cool surfing shots in this.
I like it, and I'm gonna say that I think the surfer double for Patrick Swayze is the same for like other characters in this movie. I don't think they tried very hard. They just got a blonde surfer with a kind of scraggly beard and went, you just fucking shoot him from behind. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
The trivia that I read is that Swayze did a lot of his own surfing.
The first time you see him, when she introduces him as the Bodenstein, what's his full name? The Bodhisattva?
Bodhisattva or something.
Yeah.
It's like a Buddhist thing.
It's 100% not him. In that one, you can see when he's doing the thing where he leans back under the wave and kind of like, he's in a tunnel.
It's pretty cool.
It's a great shot. Cool. And I'm not saying it should have been him or I'm harping. I'm saying like that was definitely not him.
I think it should have.
And later
if he died that much earlier, then like so be it.
Later on when they show the War Child gang, he's in that one. And I'm like, okay, there he is again. So Lori Petty shows up, saves his life. And all of a sudden, I'm like, fuck, that's right. I had the biggest crush on Lori Petty.
Tank Girl?
In Free Willy.
Oh.
I didn't see Tank Girl. In Free Willy. And then I realized she was also mainly in a wetsuit. So I think I just had a wetsuit fetish when I was, 8?
I mean, here's the thing. It's just objectively attractive. Like, it's a tight bodysuit. It's like saying, like,
yeah, but jam a Lori Petty in it.
I don't know why I was attracted to Catwoman in Batman Returns. Like, yeah, of course you do. Ooh. And that tight, like, patent leather, like.
I saw a thing recently when she whips the head off the mannequins. That was a real take. She hit them all,
tight.
3 of them.
That's tight.
And like the crew like lost their minds afterwards. I'm like, that's cool. Are you still just playing around with the meth thing?
I'm sorry. He keeps giving me more stuff, and he did just say "cite me" on the show.
Who is it?
It's Ben from Singularity.
Oh, okay. Old meth Ben,
younger than us.
Well,
okay. So
I would like to talk about Lori Petty more.
I don't think we need to go down that road, but I think there's like an alternate universe where she's like Monica in Friends, and I think it would not be that much different. I don't know if she has the manic, like, comedic energy of, what's her name, Courtney Cox, but I think just visually they look similar.
Yes.
All right, let's stop diverging and get back into the movie because we're very early on and we are pretty long.
I'm just thinking about how pretty she is.
She's got striking eyes for sure. Those like the blue.
I don't think I'd want to date her. She seems like
Tyler or Lori
Petty. She doesn't
Petty?
seem. Yeah.
No. Which?
Tyler, because
I wouldn't want to
she
date
seems
her.
fun at first, and then at that party, she's in that tiny outfit, but like she seems like she's kind of a hassle. Like she's not enjoying it. Like every time she goes to she's like when Swayze's like doing the tequila thing with the girl, she's like, I taught him that, and then she walks off and talks about how they're all macho, and then she's out by the fire and she goes, "You're not having sex right then, Roach." Like she's a bummer. Like she's not very fun at the party.
I guess. I don't know. It's a bit of a fratty party for these like hippie dudes.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you're putting really tequila in any situation, I guess. So, besides that, after they meet and she finally decides to train, like after a couple attempts, she finally decides to train him or whatever it's called.
To teach him because he tries and then he goes and like tells her that like his parents died in a car crash because hers did, which is like, ugh.
Yeah. So they're
and they didn't. They're alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. So they're surfing, and then they see Bodhi. That's the Patrick Swayze introduction, and like he sneaks up like that. I guess he and Tyler used to date. So like somehow just fast forward to a night football game with all of them. And Johnny Utah used to play football in college until
Ohio State.
Yeah, until his knee got folded backwards and he couldn't
in the Rose Bowl.
And he couldn't play anymore. So they're playing a not a touch football game. Like it's like
it's tackle on the beach.
It's tackle on the beach, and it's like I counted. It's like 5 versus 5.
Yeah.
And at this one point, like, Bodhi has the ball and he's running. And, like, it takes a minute. And
Dude, he runs like a couple hundred yards.
no,
down the
I'm
beach.
saying, like, yeah, you can tell
Where's the end
by the way
zone?
they're playing, like, it's like fucking 50 feet, maybe. It's the fucking full
Yeah.
it's the field.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Johnny hits 6 people to tackle Bodhi. That means either they fuck up and he's hitting, like, they just lost count, or
It's his
he's
own
hitting his
team.
own guys. That's what I was about to say. He's hitting his own guys at the
Yeah.
way. And I mean not, like, move. I mean hitting them like
Yeah,
elbows.
no, he's
and
he's blowing him up. Like,
and then he tackles Bodhi into the ocean, and they all freak out. But I'm like, they should freak out. He hit his own guys.
yeah.
And
yeah.
Lori was on the team, or I'm sorry, Tyler was on the team, and
Yeah.
he didn't hit her at all.
No,
so
no,
he's just
no.
barreling through.
So, they seem like, okay, the whole game, and this is, I think this is like a tension build kind of thing. I think it's intentional, but like the whole game, it's like Bodhi and Utah kind of seem like they're, button heads a little bit.
Yeah, because they like the same lady.
Right. But then it like culminates in that tackle into the ocean. And they
then-
all
and then
roll
they're
up and they're like,
buddies.
what the fuck, bro? Like,
Which, once again, if that happened, wouldn't you be on your friend's side? Like, hey, dude, what are you doing?
yeah, for sure.
Like, it was unnecessary.
For sure. But also,
I'm gonna eat chocolate.
But also then Bodhi is like, don't you know who this is, man? I thought that was like the fakest moment. Like that was
Yeah.
the least believable moment of the movie. A movie about surfing bank robbers. That was the least believable moment.
You never recognize a football player in college.
But here's the thing.
I'm sorry, Bodhi wouldn't. Bodhi
I was
does
gonna
not
say-
watch football.
I was going to say, the number one like college football fan knows everybody. Bodhi's a college football fan all of a sudden. He does not seem like that. But he just like rattles off. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, yeah, you won the Rose Bowl and, you won the national championship in this year and you did this and this and
Off the top
hurt
of
your
my
knee.
head, he could have said anything. He could have said, man, no, guys, calm down. This one's got a tough spirit. I respect that. Anything.
Yeah.
He could have said anything.
Like he doesn't have to be a guy that
And
they
also-
know.
and
like
also
he doesn't
that's-
have to be a pseudo celebrity.
Doesn't that seem suspicious? Because they don't use it
No.
for anything, except for like when he hurts his knee later. But even
Yeah.
then, you could just say, if you didn't, that line wasn't needed. Oh, your knee hurts. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
You know what?
No. You hurt your knee again. That's after he hurts it jumping the fence. So that
Yep.
doesn't even matter.
No, I think it is important because I guess I think it is important that Bodhi knows that he has a knee injury, that he had a knee injury. Like it's just known. It's common knowledge.
Still, oh, did you ever play football? Yeah, in college, I folded my knee backwards. There's another way to do that other
Sure.
than what they did.
Yeah, because it's like, oh man, you got a real tough spirit, and like you can play. Did you ever play? Yeah, I played for Ohio State. You don't have to recognize me, but I played for Ohio
So
State.
one flaw in the movie.
That's the
it.
only one.
That's it. Everything else is peach perfect.
And that's it for Peach Perfect.
Oh, is that not a saying?
It's pitch perfect.
Oh, really? I didn't even know it was pitch perfect.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Oh
The
boy.
things you learn when you talk.
When you talk.
Huh. Never thought about it like that.
So
Let's do another trope.
oh, you got one? You got a pitch for me?
Yeah, montages.
Yeah,
Like is there there's one there's the opening one, and then there's the surfing one, and I feel like there's a third. How do we count montages in the other movies? Like if you get 2.
no, because montages are tropes of just action movies.
Okay.
The montages make like the montages in Point Break are really good and they elevate it, but they don't make the movie,
Okay. They're just
Okay, so I'm gonna
Dated.
pitch. I'm gonna pitch one.
I'm okay with that.
I've got Undercover Cop.
Mm-hmm.
Undercover Cop gets involved in an extreme sport to find the bad guys. Is this too complicated? Is this too specific?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have parts of those.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I mean, I think the extreme sport thing is
See, I have group bonding experience over extreme stuff like surfing, skydiving, bank robbing. Like I have group bonding experience.
I think we should.
Like adrenaline rush.
I think we should combine them and have like a new one that's just like extreme sport. Like I think extreme sports is important to it because I think if you lose the surfing, the skydiving, this is not the same movie in any way.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the skydiving is important, but I was thinking like there's the picture of the rock climbing too.
Yeah,
so just
exactly.
To emphasize it. I'm cool with that.
So it's like adrenaline junkies.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, and I think that works because we had something similar, and it kind of we merge it. Do you think? In place of like main character or whatever, I'm just gonna say Utah. Like Utah is your main guy. So like the trope will be the one that I'm gonna pitch right now. I'm gonna pitch another one.
Yeah.
Utah falls for a girl in the gang.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Girl, Utah, crazy about. You horse. I'm just writing you horse gate, dude.
Perfect. Yeah, I like breezing through some of these tropes just because we're going long. This is gonna be a long episode just because it is the season premiere, and we have to do a lot to we have to talk through all this to figure out what is gonna be our criteria for the rest of the season. You know how it works. You've listened to 13 episodes.
What if they haven't? What if they just chimed in on this season and said fuck it?
All right, that's fine too.
You should start over. Don't start over. Fuck that whole first season. Don't worry about it. It's probably all right.
I thought you meant me. I should start over.
Oh yeah,
I was playing the theme again.
I thought you were playing the theme. Thought I heard it. So why don't you introduce the War Child gang? Because I don't know how.
Okay, so
was it they got a hair follicle?
Yeah, there's another bank robbery. They get one hair. And they analyze the hair and they detect these chemicals.
There was 2 more, by the way. 2 more bank robberies.
Okay. Oh, you're right. But they find one hair. They analyze it for the chemical composition. Yeah. So
surfers are territorial, so it's got to be one spot of the ocean.
Yeah.
Where
So they find these specific chemicals.
Chemical plant.
And they say, "Oh, we can test against these, beaches." So Utah and Pappas go out and start yanking hairs out of surfers, which is a funny scene, and it works. I think it's great. And they find it's this beach. So Utah goes to that beach and he's like, I'm gonna surf. And then this motherfucker runs into him on a wave, and then he's like, watch where you're fucking going, bro. He runs into Utah.
No. He cuts off War Child early on. And he gets annoyed, and then the other dude, I think, intentionally hits him.
I guess I didn't catch the War Child thing because the other dude just runs him down. And I was like, what the fuck?
War Child was kind of surfing in circles going, get off my wave, bro. And then the other dude comes in and hits him. I think it was intentional.
Okay. I think it was intentional, too.
Now, keep in mind, we've already decided there are no more flaws in this movie, so I will find logic.
No, I think it's intentional, too, but
Well, yeah, he's a prick.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck you, watch where you're going.
And he cuts the tie from his ankle. Yeah, from his ankle to the board.
So Utah's like, okay, cool, I'm out of here. These guys are assholes. And then he goes to like take a shower to like wash the ocean off, and they roll.
Is that what? Hang on. Wash the ocean off? Is that?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Well, all that dirty ocean with all the chemicals.
In the salt water.
No, I know. Yes. Wash the ocean off. So what? So his wife doesn't catch him cheating? I'm sorry. So his lake doesn't catch him cheating?
That's right. That's right. Were you fucking an ocean? How dare you?
Because he's from Ohio, get it?
Yeah, all the lakes in Ohio.
It was eerie.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, I got a little bit of chocolate in me.
Well, that's it for us this week, guys.
All right, so we watched all that filthy
Season
ocean.
Season 1's only half an episode. Not even a full episode.
Filthy whore ocean. All right.
So, okay, so hey, let me say something right now. We'll go through this scene before I get into it because I got 2 notes that we'll.
I got something to go back to.
So Utah's washing off that slut ocean, and the guy who ran into him on the wave comes up to him he's got his eyes closed.
I didn't catch his name. I don't
remember it.
Oh no, that's Bunker.
Yeah, and one of them's
Bunker, Warchild,
and Anthony Kiedis, because that's who it is.
I don't know the other two.
The short dude is Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's him.
Is Flea in this too?
I don't think Flea's in it. He's in Big Lebowski.
He's in a lot.
Yeah,
Oh, he was in Back to the Future too. That's what I just watched. Never mind.
He's Needles.
Yeah, he's also in Son-in-Law, just so you know.
That movie sucks.
So good.
You suck.
So good.
Next you'll say Biodome's good. You suck.
I don't like Biodome. I like Encino Man.
Well, that's a better movie. They suck. Anyways.
What was your fucking point, dude?
So
we're talking about Pauly Shore.
So
for
these
2
guys
seconds,
roll up
once in your fucking life.
I'm cutting all this out. Everything we've said so far, not the Pauly Shore stuff. That's all I'm leaving. Giving me this fucking look. The Warchild gang, like Warchild, Bunker, Anthony Kiedis, they confront him and they're like Utah's like, yeah, I get it. Locals rule. Get off your beach. I get it.
Oh, this is the part where you tell me locals rule and yuppie scum, blah, blah. So that would be a waste of time.
Yeah, and that's Anthony Kiedis.
There's a fourth guy, by the way, because there is 4 members. That's important.
And he's like, no, we're just gonna mess you up.
No, yeah, we're just gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah, that's what he says.
Because he says it like that.
So then, with the pop. So then, like, Utah's like, nah, fuck this, and he like hits him with his surfboard,
also,
and they get into
styrofoam. Like, do you think that would hurt?
I think that's what surfboards are made out of.
No, I'm saying like, it's made of styrofoam. Do you think getting hit with that would really hurt?
I think that was like heavier duty. I don't know,
because he blocks and then he punches the other guy.
So he gets into a fight. Utah
fights 4 guys.
Pappas is in the car. He's trying to get a hold of him on the radio. He can't. Like, and I have a note there about like how like fucking conspicuous undercover Pappas is. He's fucking hanging out the car window, looking.
He's playing music loud, just jamming
along. Like
he's got a Hawaiian, basically a Hawaiian shirt on.
So he's like, he can't get a hold of him. He starts freaking out. He sees like
a guy fall into shot.
Yeah, he kind of sees a fight happening behind
a tree. Like a pine. Was it a pine tree?
It was like a bush. No, it was like bushes.
Okay, I was going to say, like, that was misplaced.
Also, Pappas is dangling out the window with fucking binoculars.
Yeah, I know.
Like, the most obvious.
Yeah, but you could assume he's just a peeper.
That is what you assume.
That Gary Busey's a peeper?
So
I do.
He freaks out. He goes running in, and then...
he's got a great cover, though.
He really does, and it works.
I'm sorry. We'll wait.
So Utah's getting his ass kicked. They're fucking him up. And then Bodie rolls in to stop them, and he's like...
I'm sorry, yeah. He pushes him off, and
this is very funny. And he's like, no, he's okay. Cool it, Warchild. And then he's like, no, and he's like, seriously, Warchild.
No, he's like, back off, Warchild. Seriously. Like, it's
so fucking funny.
He comes in and like kind of pushes him off like real aggressive, like, oh, he's gonna kick some ass. And he's like, back off, Warchild. Seriously, man.
It's like what an 11-year-old would say to their like 13-year-old brother who's like pushing him. He's like, seriously, I'm gonna tell mom.
Yeah. So anyway, Keanu talks more shit, and then they all fight.
And then Bodie and Utah get in, like, fuck those dudes up.
So they're coming up the steps after they win. Yeah. And Pappas runs down. He's out of breath, and he sees Keanu, but he sees him. He's with Bodie and doesn't want to blow cover. So he's like, you see that kid with a car stereo run by here? Like, it's really good.
It is really good. He's like,
it's on the spot,
thinking on his feet.
Johnny.
It works really well. So I'd like to go back to my thought.
In The Office, when Johnny Utah brings in the surfboard and they get yelled at for not having leads, and fucking Pappas, as they walk out, and Pappas goes, why couldn't you leave that in the car? As he's smoking a fucking cigar. Like, I just love that. Like, he's like, that's obnoxious. Smoking a goddamn cigar in an office.
I love it. So here's my note that I had there. I think that it's a testament to Keanu Reeves as an actor that he is so stiff with the surf jargon when like he's clearly so good at playing like a surfer stoner role. Like that's his bread and butter. That's who he is. And that he's like, oh, I'm stiff. Like that's Utah being stiff with it. That's good acting. And it's like people want to make fun of it, that it's like, oh no, he's like goofy with like the surf stuff. But it's like, no, man, like he's genuinely not. Like, Utah wouldn't be good at that. So, like, I think it works.
Yeah, when they're collecting the hair and he says, "Oh, careful, bro, man, you got a big hunk of spider on your neck.
Yeah.
Saved your life, bro." Like he does. He's way over the top about it.
But like he is that character in fucking Bill and Ted, and he's great at it. Like he works really well at that.
I concur.
Yeah, and so I think it's intentional that it's like that big, you know? Also, I think these action scenes are really great. Like the fight scenes, all that stuff. It's shot really well. I mean, it's
to say, is this static when he's fighting the War Child clan?
Oh, it's great. It's great shots, man.
Is it handheld? Like, is it like intentionally disruptive?
No, it's not shaky cam. It's like good. Like it looks great.
I couldn't remember.
It's really good visual action. Like, Catherine Bigelow is fucking one of the greats. She's so good.
I'm eating chocolate. Hang on.
Are you eating chocolate? Well, there's my note about the undercover.
It's intense
DEA
dark,
guy.
so you got to give me a minute.
I got to give you an intense minute. So they do the raid. They do the raid on the War Child gang because they get into that fight and then Utah follows them and they're going crazy on the road. He follows them back to their house.
They got drug charges. They do a background on them.
Yeah, so they're like, let's do a raid. Let's bust in there and see if we can, find some evidence.
And they're obviously
all this
violent and they're doing speed and like they're just causing a brouhaha.
Yeah, they're trouble, clearly. So it's like this misdirect.
Tattoos.
Yeah, and it's a misdirect, like for the audience, if you've never seen it before, that they think that is the surf gang that's like maybe the bank robbers. So they go to the raid, like there's the party that night, and that's what you wanted to talk about, I think, with the night surfing.
I want to talk about it because yeah, so there's the party at Bodie's house, and they're all there, and also they do the night surfing, and then there's kind of like a brotherhood moment where they all go, and it's a euphoric little... All of a sudden, Johnny Utah is good at it because he can feel the ocean.
He's learning, yeah. He's getting that like spiritual sense for it.
Yeah, like he's just got this something, as Bodie says, like you've got... God, what does he say? He says there's something about him, but
right
Lori,
here.
He's downstairs looking at the photos, and Lori's like, "You got the suicide look. Bodie can see it from a mile away. He'll take you to the edge and past," or something like that. Some euphoric, spiritual, whatnot. But the thing I wanted to talk about with the night surfing is that there's someone in there. Like he's not in the gang, but he's like part of their crew. His name's Rosie, and he's just kind of like a biker. He doesn't surf, but he's just kind of like a biker, like hard ass. And he's got a buck knife, and when they're all surfing, he just drinks on the beach and starts a fire. He takes a buck knife and he stabs it. That was so unnecessary.
It was dumb.
He stabs the lighter fluid and just sprays it and then lights the fire and it blows up and he's spitting whiskey on it to make it bigger. But you're like, you didn't need to stab that fucking lighter fluid, bro.
No,
like, what was that about?
No, because he's an asshole.
Rosie's a deuce.
Let me ask you something. Do you think the endless summer is a trope? So I like the phrasing of it, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. So like,
no, I don't know. I was gonna ask you, like, what does that mean?
So in the movie, the endless summer is that the thing that Pappas talks about, where they surf, the robberies only occur in like the surf months, in the summer months, and that's kind of their deadline, where they're like, summer's over, man. It's October.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, so. It can definitely be a no, like, but it's something I wrote down.
Gotcha.
And I wasn't sure if we could like make it work. Because I think the idea of endless summer, I think part of that is like really important to the movie, but I don't know that like.
I don't see many other movies hitting that.
Same, but
so I don't think
so
it's
we're
really
going a little back and
I don't
forth.
think it's really crucial. I mean, I get it. Like, it doesn't matter if other ones, because if they're not Point Break, they're not Point Break. But I just don't think it's that important that it happens seasonal.
But I think that is part of.
It's part. I mean,
how he catches them and how he figures it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know that it's a trope.
I think we can get better ones in it. So
yeah, I'm gonna put a no. Okay.
I'm gonna do a pretty obvious one, but it is vague. And the frenemies is that you have a friendship enemy where there's conflicting feelings, which is
you're kind of rivals.
Another one that says debate on which side to choose. Like there's hesitation.
Yeah.
Like when he could clearly shoot Bodie and he doesn't.
Yeah,
because
maybe
he
not
frenemies, but maybe hesitation.
No, but frenemies Frenemies is actually a really concise way to put it, I think. Because, like, and for people who have watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think there's a great sort of parody of it with Peralta and Doug Judy, where they're like, Peralta's a detective, Doug Judy is the Pontiac Bandit. He's a car thief. It's
pronounced Judge Judy.
It's pronounced Judge Reinhold.
Gotcha. My name is Judd.
That's our second Arrested Development reference tonight.
Yeah.
First on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, wasn't that in the car?
Actually, that would make it our third, I think. Anywho.
When I was charging. Wait, that's not the name of the car. God dang it.
No.
Hang on, I fucked that up. Take it out.
No.
Right.
But I think, like, that is, like, you know, a really interesting trope, the way that it's like, oh, we're enemies, but we have this thing in common. And, like, that's the whole thing about, like, even when Utah figures out that it is Bodie's gang and not Warchild's gang that is doing the bank robberies, even when he figures that out,
montage,
he still has that, like, attachment to Bodie and is like, no, man, but this is the guy that, like, opened up, like, the world to me and showed me, like, surfing and, like, you know.
Because he is only 25. He says that, right?
Yeah, he's
25.
young.
So, like, yeah, it is probably a little perplexing.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Frenemies is, like, that's a good... I think that's a good, concise way to put, you know, this trope.
You know what? Let's launch into the next idea I have, which is a spiritual underlining for the main character or ers.
You know what? I had spiritual way of looking at their extreme sport.
I think yes, then.
And I think that's right.
So what do you want to say, spiritual?
So I think part of it is like, and in this I did compare it in my head to another movie that we're doing, and I thought, like, oh yeah, that's exactly what that is, and I think it comes from this.
I have no other one in mind, but okay.
Yeah. So I think, like, spiritual way of looking at their way of life maybe is the way we phrase it, because that's like, that's how they live. They live it by, like, surfing and the extreme, like, the adrenaline chasing, like, so, yeah, I think that's how we phrase that one.
So going back to when Johnny discovers or realizes that they're the crew, they're all surfing, and what tips it off is that one of the guy, what did we say it was? Reagan. When he's surfing,
that's Bodie, yeah.
He pulls down his pants and moons Bodie.
Oh, when he sees his
butt.
And
he sees his butt, which makes him think of mooning the camera. Oh. But I will say, that shot, Bodie is looking the other way. They do it. They slow the frame down. He turns, and you have to watch this so many times. He turns, notices the ass, and just slowly goes, yeah! Like, I've watched that so many times over the years. What? That scene where he fully turns, sees this man's asshole, and goes, yeah!
That's why he did it in the bank robbery, because he knows he gets that great reaction out of Bodie, and
from
he's
Swayze
like,
every time.
I'm doing this for Bodie. I'm showing my butt.
Yeah, if you notice, like, because he's the last one out in the bank scene, and he runs off, but Swayze runs back in to watch the security footage.
I like that.
So after that, does he tell Pappas that he knows it's them?
He does.
And they meet up, and
he says they packed all their stuff up. It's gone.
That's right.
They went to this bank.
Packed up the house.
They did this, and that's when we get the
glorious
stakeout
ass
of the meatballs
of the rhino, the dead rhino.
2 sandwiches.
Give me 2.
Utah, give me 2.
Now, so here's something I have for you, Zach. I'm Chris, and you're Zach. Yeah.
Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach.
I'm going to ask you something. So he says, give me 2. Johnny goes and gets the dirty subs, the filthy subs.
And a tuna sandwich for himself.
Washes all that dirty-ass ocean off his hands. He's clean. He comes back, and he goes, hey, here's your lemonade. If someone,
he didn't ask for lemonade.
I know. That's the whole point. He didn't ask. If someone came back and said, here's your lemonade, would you be angry because if you didn't order a drink that they assumed and didn't ask you? Or would you be like, hell yeah, dude. Thanks for this lemonade.
I'd be like, hell yeah, I like a good lemonade.
Yeah.
Like, especially like a hand-squeezed lemonade. You come back with some country time, I'm going to tell you to get fucked. But, like, you come back with, like, a nice, like, hand-squeezed lemonade.
I wouldn't care. It's just the lemonade.
It's good.
But here's the thing. Lemonade works. But if someone came back and they were like, oh, here's your Pepsi, you'd be like, why didn't you fucking ask me?
I'd be like, fuck you, dude. I never want a Pepsi.
No,
I never want a fucking Pepsi.
I was going to say, like, Diet Coke. But
It's
even Diet's too much. Like, it just comes back with something like, hey, here's your orange Fanta. I didn't.
If someone came back and was like, "Here's your
that.
Dr. Pepper," I'd be like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
No, even I think it doesn't work with anything else.
First of all, how dare you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like lemonade is the exclusive.
Lemonade is delightful.
Lemonade. Anything else, you're like, hey man, why didn't you? I didn't think about the drink, but you could have just asked before you did it.
I didn't want a fucking Sierra Mist, dude. Like I didn't.
I don't know why I would get someone, but I thought of you. I'm like, hang on, I think I'd win him over with the lemonade because I don't know what it is about the lemonade. You're like, all right, here we go. It's cool.
I'm glad we're on
lemonade. The same page with that.
So good. Okay, I'm gonna run off a trope here.
Okay.
Boss thinks they're loose cannons.
I just have asshole boss. A ball busting boss.
I'm 50-50 on either of them.
Do you want to say, do you just want to say boss? Boss unhappy, or I don't know.
I think that's a trope in all cop movies, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know that I think if they don't have the asshole boss, I think this movie still works just fine. So I say it's a no to the boss for both of ours.
What about nicknames? There's a decent amount of nicknames in here, like Pappas calls him Hot Shot.
Sure.
There's Alphonse. I don't know who was Hot Shot. There was Alphonse.
That's
somewhere.
what he calls Bodie.
And then there's they call him the ex-presidents. So like I think there's a decent
amount
of
nicknames.
That's a
fun gang name.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of nicknames tossed around, but I don't really know how that fits in.
You know, I thought I would put like
I was just gonna say if there's more than 3 nicknames in a movie.
So I didn't mark this down, but I assumed that I would put masks as a trope, like gang masks. I didn't, but like. I don't know. Should it be?
Yeah.
You think so?
It should. It should because it's
I'm thinking of at least 2 movies that we're going to do that have masks.
No, I know. I think yes. It's huge for the movie because they doesn't know who they are because
because of the misdirect.
Yeah. I think masks. I know it seems simple, but yeah.
Also COVID.
Yeah, COVID that's what I thought we were talking about, like safety. So let's talk about the chase scene.
So do you think I have 2 or hang on. How many more tropes do you have to pitch?
2.
I have 4 left.
Okay.
2 of them I'm very
One I know.
2 I'm sold
one I know
on,
which is the one I'm trying to get to.
And one I think is going to might be overlap, but we'll see. Hang on, let me look at my notes and see if there's anything else. I should have said this earlier. Why does Dr. Cox assume that Utah is a screw up from the start? What would lead him to believe that?
Because he hates everybody.
Is that
because he's just an angry man?
Is that why he doesn't like JD?
Because he doesn't drink caffeine or fucking refined sugar or alcohol. He has no fun. He doesn't surf.
Yeah.
So that's the main problem.
So hang on. So the chase scene. All right. So he comes back from
he throws
the sandwiches.
A fucking dog at him.
hang on.
Okay,
hang on.
Sorry. I just thought it was the first thing I thought.
Utah comes back from the sandwich place.
Yeah.
Pappas starts
gives him that sweet
going
lemonade.
Whole hog on that fucking Sammy.
He does too. Just right away.
He's getting it. So then Utah's like, "Did you see that car pull up?" And he's like, "Nah, what car?" And
he's loving the sandwich so much he doesn't even look.
They run out. He's reading the fucking funnies. Like that's what he's like. Right, he's like Calvin and Hobbes. This is cracking me up. Like it's fucking great. He might not have a script. You might be right.
He laughs out loud. But no. So anyway, he's gone. He's gone for 90 seconds. When Keanu comes back, they're running to the car.
And he goes, "Did you see that car?" And then they burst out, and it's like, "Oh shit, that's them."
Here's an important thing. When Utah runs out and goes, "FBI freeze," one of them goes to shoot him, and Bodie stops him and says,
Reagan stops him.
He recognizes who he is, And goes no, and like kind of hits the
so
gun
they
out of
have
his
that
hand.
bond, you know.
Yeah. So
Like he feels it too. Bodhi feels it too.
So once again, because later on after the chase scene, I'll just say it, Keanu has him dead to rights. Like he can kill him, and he
at the end of the
shoots
chase.
into the air. He like intentionally shoots in
which
the air,
is a great scene.
You see, they zoom into they zoom into the eyes through the mask. Like
it's great. So they start chasing him in the car. They try to shoot the tires out. It doesn't work. It's a really great chase scene. It ends up with
a dog being thrown. He throws
no.
He throws
Before
a fucking
that-
pit bull.
Before that,
It goes on for a minute.
It's
man.
the car chase is going, and then they pull into a gas station
to torch the car
to take another and fucking Reagan with the gas gun
it's
and the
so
flamethrower.
Unnecessary and necessary
But it's
at the same
so
time.
badass.
He basically tells the guy, he goes, get the guy working there, like get lost because he's about to fucking torch the car.
Yep.
And he lights the gas and just sprays fire into the car.
fucking cool.
It was so unnecessary, but fucking sick.
the other presidents they take a car and they're like, Bodhi, let's go, and he's like, going off with the fucking
Utah
flamethrower.
starts shooting the car, so they take off.
Yeah, Utah shows up, and then that's when the foot chase starts, which is so fucking good. They're running through back alleys and
they're jumping through windows,
jumping fences,
going through apartments, and then grabs the dog, throws it at him.
So that's
and then they do the whole hill thing that kind of like it makes me think of Swordfish. Where like they go down that, I know, but they go down that steep hill, and that's where Utah
no dirt on their clothes at the end of that in Swordfish.
Yeah, that's where Utah fucks up his knee, falling.
So before the dog gets thrown at him, Bodhi runs into a house, pulls a sliding glass door shut, and locks it. Like makes a very show of locking it, and then keeps running. And Utah doesn't even stop; he just jumps through the door.
Oh,
cool
through the glass, which once again. He doesn't know if he locked it.
Nope, it's awesome. He wasn't there to watch that. He
just
just busts through. He doesn't try to open. It's just like, boom, he goes.
You're right. The action
and then on the
sequences
next
in this
house,
movie.
the next house they go through is the one where Bodhi is like hanging out waiting and just throws the dog on him and runs.
And there's something about him in the mask. Like I've heard that a big
it's so cool.
A big fear of most people is anything that's humanoid. That because your brain can't fully grasp what's happening. Because your mind's trying to identify. That's why things are so scary when they're in masks. Because
Happy Death Day.
Yeah, it almost seems human, but not quite. Like something's off. Just like if a human doesn't have eyes, something in the mind it just can't accept it. So it's just eerie. So like him doing this in the mask is just creepy.
That's cool. I hadn't thought about that. That's really interesting, actually.
So anyway, so Reagan's about to get away, climbs the fence. Johnny Utah has the guns, about to shoot him, doesn't, and then he gets away.
Yeah, they go down the hill and then drop the 10 or 12 feet, whatever it is, down into the LA River. Bodhi does it no problem, and when Utah does it, he re-injures his knee, and Bodhi just runs off and parkours up the fucking wall to that fence, and then looks back, and Utah's got him dead in
He's in a fucking suit. So he's doing great in that suit.
He's in a fucking tux.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
He doesn't take the jacket off. I'm just dying.
No, I love it.
If the jacket was half on fire when he set himself on fire. When Utah tackled him and it was burning up, he's still just wearing that jacket.
In the next robbery, he's wearing the burnt jacket. Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, that's right. He does. He puts it back on.
So they don't acknowledge
So now they both know who they are.
Yeah.
And it plays out. So first, Pappas gets real mad because obviously he knows that Johnny didn't shoot him.
He says, when you shoot, you don't miss.
Yeah, because that was a big thing in the opening. Remember, he was shooting the target and does a great job. And that's why, good job, Utah, and does the dumb thumbs up. Yeah. So we know that he's a crack shot.
Crack shot. Much like passion fruit, I will repeat, crack shot.
This is a crack shot of a drink.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
Well, you said it. Okay, so
anyway, tropes. Fucking chase scene.
Oh, you want to get into the tropes?
It's got to be a chase scene.
I don't know.
There has to.
I don't know. I'm not sold on it. While I'm thinking of I think a lot of these movies are going to have a great chase, but I don't know that that's. This is tough because the chase scenes do elevate this movie quite a bit, and really play into the whole cat and mouse not sure if it's
that's the high
your
risk.
guy.
He almost catches them. It's the reveal.
Yeah. That's interesting. That is interesting.
Why wouldn't you over if I say epic chase scene?
Oh no, that you've gone the wrong way. Epic. Ooh, no.
What's the other one you don't like? Legit. If I say legit chase scene,
I think that's fine.
it's epically legitimate.
Let's put chase scene on a maybe. Let's make that a maybe. I'm not sure about that one. I got to really think about that.
I put a little asterisk next to it because that's
good.
A little
good.
I need a key so I know what that means.
Yeah. So
the gang.
Hang on. Do you think Utah gets too close? Do you think that's a trope?
I think it kind of.
So our main guy gets too close.
That's frenemies, kind of.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That is frenemies. You're right. I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna mark that off.
Put an asterisk next to it, and then make a key.
I won't.
So we know what it means. We got some dead air going on right now.
Dead air. If you hadn't talked about it, I could have cut it out. Now I gotta leave it. Anywho, so the chase doesn't, work out. Like they know everyone's cards are on the table, which this is always a great part in a movie with like Mr. X and stuff like this. It happens a lot in mysteries where like now all the characters have all of the information that the audience had prior. Everybody knows everything, and then it can play out. So you don't know where it's going to go. Exactly, which is really awesome. And it breaks that tension, but it kind of inserts a new tension of like, oh shit, now they know what's going to happen now. Like, because the whole thing is like,
I can think of one other movie that we're going to compare it to that does that.
Is it Red Dragon?
It's the book that I just read that you
Red Dragon.
That
I read that one too.
I don't know how to say it right.
Huh.
Let's do a take 2 when I'm ready.
And action.
I'm not ready yet.
And chocolate.
I haven't thought of anything yet, so I'm not ready.
Cut to Utah is in bed with Tyler.
It's like that time that we read that book, Red Dragon. That's what I'm going to use.
No, that's bad. Don't use that.
All right, let's do take 3.
So, and action.
I wasn't ready.
So Tyler and Utah are in bed. Like he wakes up. You see a gun shadow. So
I was thinking Pappas. I'm like, did I miss that part?
Yeah, they were fucking. So
he's just eating that sandwich down in Utah's bed.
With the second one?
Yeah, that's why he got 2.
He's like, I should have got 3 of these. He does say that.
He does say that.
I love it. So
hang on. They're in bed. They're in bed.
He falls asleep.
He is fucking tickling her bicep. Would you ever be cool sleeping when someone was tickling your bicep?
No, that's annoying.
Like, it's very loving, but I'd be like, knock that shit off.
Yeah.
I am sleeping, sir. That's what I say all the time.
Yeah, it's
to
me
anybody.
in this scenario.
I anyone in my bed I call sir.
So we see like a shadow of a gun, and it's like, oh no, they came for him. And then they shoot the pillow next to him. He wakes up. It's Tyler. She found his badge and his gun. She knows he's FBI, and she's like, fuck you, blah, blah. So she storms out. She's super upset. He goes back to bed because like he's a fucking feelingless robot who doesn't care.
Wait. Didn't we talk about being able to fall asleep so easy the other day?
Yeah.
I
compartmentalize
We're also like that.
We're also monsters.
I'm over.
I'm asleep right now.
In like 5 minutes. And I'm asleep even sooner.
I just know that like if I have to wake up early, I'm like, I have to sleep. I can't like allow myself to
so
like
you
dwell
need to calm down
upset.
on Utah. Okay, he's a perfect man in a perfect movie.
So
what were you saying?
He wakes up to like banging at the door. He assumes it's Tyler. He goes to the door. It's fucking Bodie and the crew. They're like, come on, man, we're going. Let's go. So we
got a surprise for you. Kind of thing.
Which is like, it's all like the tension of this scene is so well done, and it draws out so well because you're like, they know, what is he doing? And Utah's just
both know, but they can't admit it.
Exactly, which is so. I love it.
Even like he makes Bodie makes come like, oh, did you hurt yourself or whatever?
He's like, yeah.
They're both lying off.
Yeah,
just
it's
one
awesome.
Of those things.
So they go and like Utah tries to grab his gun, but he can't. Like he tries to reach, and Bodhi's like, "Come on, here's the clothes, let's go." And then they go out.
He packs his bag for him, kind of thing.
Yeah, and they go out to the fucking airport, and there's a plane. And at this point, like, I asked myself, did they own a plane? Like, did they rob enough banks to own a plane? Because that's what it seemed like. I mean, later
you're right. I was about to say no because the pilot. I'm like, no, but you just rent the.
You
pilot.
hire the pilot.
Yeah.
Did they own a plane?
I said rent the pilot.
Yeah, that's right. You don't buy them. I know that.
But I guess you're like maybe. I assume they rent the plane.
So
and the pilot.
So they go. They go to the airport. They go up in the plane. They're gonna skydive.
Yeah, but Johnny doesn't know that like the whole time until they get in the plane.
So Utah is like, who packed my chute? And Bodhi's like, I did.
Why?
And then they kind of do this whole like rigmarole where they like pass it back and forth. And no, this one. No, you should take this one.
You lose track of who's who, and then you're just like,
that's the intention, but you don't.
Yep.
Because
he gets his original back, right?
Yes, he does. And it's very easy to see that. And Utah's kind of like, yeah, okay.
Well, no, he says, we get to jerk off or jump or whatever.
Yeah. Which is fun.
So anyway, what happens is that they have a great time and they're skydiving, and then there's that thing where they're bonding again because it's skydiving. Like he's never been. It's an adrenaline rush. So
it's incredible.
So they feel the brotherhood again, and guess what? Everything fucking works out.
What's interesting,
so it's very confusing to the audience of what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, and it's like so there was that like, you know, the build up of the tension again, and then that pressure release because it's like, oh no, like nothing bad happened, this is okay, and then well,
hang on. You assume as the audience that they're going to get him in the gang, that they're going to convince him to be part of the gang. That's what the assumption is.
That's the move. Yeah. You're right. So they take him to, like, they land in the water and swim back or whatever, and they're like, just leave your chute there, it's fine.
They even do the step forward, step out, like instructional, like, oh shit, they're like legit being cool. Like they could have killed him right then and there. It's actually on, everybody.
I'm sleepy. I had to work at 6 at my job that I don't have anymore as of you hearing this recording.
Brag.
So they do that. They get back.
What the fuck was that?
I almost fell off my stool.
What the hell was that? How did you almost fall sitting down? Because you were so tired.
So tired. I almost fell asleep. We talked about how I could just go to sleep.
You need a meatball sandwich. Maybe 2. God, maybe 3.
So they get back. And then Utah.
They get in the back of a van. And by the way,
Utah into the back of a van.
By the way, the monitor TV is so
tiny TV.
I didn't know what I was looking at.
Watch a video of Tyler tied up and
gagged.
Rosie has her.
Rosie's got a camcorder and he's got a knife, and
he's gonna kill her unless Bodhi meets him at the designated time at the designated place. So Utah's coming on the heist with him.
So yes, he is getting jumped in against his will.
Yep.
And the best part, and I forgot about this, but he's wearing the burnt suit because they had no time to switch outfits or anything.
Yep.
He's wearing the burnt suit. The best part is the real salt in the wound is as they're like, you know, they're gearing up to go rob another bank and they're putting the mask on. He shows Johnny the empty bag and goes, "Guess you don't get to be president." It's such a good fuck you.
That's a fun line. I like that.
But also, what I was thinking of was like, I would just poke holes in the bag and put it on my face. Because like whatever.
So the robbery goes wrong. And I have a question. Is that a trope? Is the heist going wrong? Everything falling apart? Is that a trope?
I think so, because it's fucking important because it's the downfall of the crew.
So I'm marking it as everything falls apart. That's the heist goes wrong.
What do you want to do? Heist. Everything falls apart in the heist.
Yeah, but that's so. I think what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna take all the tropes that we.
I don't need to be taking notes. You're gonna make this list. Right?
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna listen
Google
back
Drive.
to it. Yeah, and I'm gonna listen back to it.
Shit.
And no, you don't. No, you don't.
God, I didn't mean to bring notes.
You just need to mark off your notes.
I literally I've been looking at my notes, but I'm literally going through the movie thinking about the parts. Like I didn't need to do this at all.
I like my notes because I have like some nice, fun, specific.
Can
thoughts.
I say 3 words?
Fucking
Point Break.
That's the only note that matters.
Two surfers are fucking awesome.
So 5 stars. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through our tropes and I'm gonna give them like kind of snappy names. You know?
Cool.
What?
I mean, okay. Is that necessary?
Yeah, like
it's I don't know. It's just like I just don't know what to say. Like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do to the shirt? I'm gonna dump glitter all over. Like, okay. I mean, that's cool.
I mean,
it's gonna get everywhere.
Weird that you would call out your glitter shirt that you're wearing, but like,
I don't know why my mind was like, in dressing anything up, you just throw glitter on it. It's fucking great.
I mean, I don't know why you got to comment on my wedding like that.
That was just my first thing. You dressing something up? What, with glitter? Yeah. I've done it.
What, you got some fucking glitter? Yeah, so, okay, that's one.
Okay, I was going to tell a story and I realized it's not going to be as good, but it would involve me with a glitter shaker in my pocket.
And throwing it into a car on your way to a strip club? Yes, I'm aware.
No. Oh, I did that too. I did yell glitter at a strip club and throw it everywhere.
Let me think about this. Okay, so they're taking him on the heist. Everything goes wrong in the heist. There's an off-duty cop in the bank. Bodhi decides to go to the vault, which he never does. Like he breaks his own rules. Utah's the only one there without a mask, so everybody can just see him. Mm-hmm. It gets fucked up.
So the undercover cop, fucks it up. Yeah. He tells security, "Back me up," and he stands up and shoots one of them and shoots Utah in the chest. But he does have
he's got the
vest on.
Vest, yeah.
So it knocks him down, and he kills one of the youngest kid. Yeah, and
another guy gets shot.
Bono shows up, fucking sings the song. No, Bodhi fucking kills him with a magnum.
Yeah,
they're fucking around in the vault.
2 ex-presidents get killed. Another one gets shot.
2 die?
Yeah, 2.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not correct. That's not correct. 2 get shot, right. 1 dies.
You're right.
And so anyway, they're escaping, and let me back up. That security guard does not want to do this. He keeps saying, don't. If I was security, I would also be like, fuck that. I'm not going to die for this money. Yeah. I totally agree. Here's the thing. Back in the day, I'm like, he's a pussy. And like, no, not at all. When
that off-duty cop popped up with his gun, I would not have backed him. I would have laid on the ground.
You don't fucking need to.
It.
And I was literally thinking, how selfish. You're literally going to risk everyone in here for what? A promotion? For acknowledgement? Like, that's crap. It's
for protecting insured money.
It's just money. It's not like they didn't have a hostage.
Right. They're all hostages.
It's odd growing up. You're like, fuck that. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's just money. Whatever. It's all federally insured. It's fine.
So, I think the security guard gets killed too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He gets shot in the back.
Didn't even want to.
Nope. And he was like a cat. He was like a sniveling worm.
They put the balding chubby guy. Like, yeah. I mean, he could have just stayed on the floor.
Yeah, for sure. He should have, where he belonged, as a worm.
Nice. Nice. Did you learn about that in that book I read, Red Dragon?
No, I did.
Just take 3.
I'm gonna make you watch a video when we're done.
Threat.
It's very funny. The bank robbery goes wrong. The cops show up.
He knocks out Utah.
And the other guy get So they get away. Utah gets knocked out. The cops show up. The FBI shows up. They arrest him. Pappas convinces Dr. Cox to let him take him, and then he fucking knocks him out. And he convinced him to let Pappas take him in.
Pappas knocks out his boss, which I'm like,
Dr. Cox.
Well, hang on, he's gonna get fucking arrested for that shit, right?
Yeah, it turns out it doesn't matter because he did.
Oh, come on now. So anyway, he's like, come on. So he's like, don't take him in with the black and whites. Let me take him in. Like, tricks his boss, and they leave. And Utah's like, I know where they're going. So he meets him
they have Tyler. He's like, but we can't arrest him. We can't shoot him because they have Tyler, and I have to go get her.
Pappas, he comes up. Utah comes to him up front. Pappas goes around his back up, and that's where the other guy comes in with the shotgun, and that's where they kill each other. Pappas's death is fucking gruesome.
I don't know if Pappas is dead. Is he dead?
He's dead as shit.
Okay.
He gets blown the fuck away.
Okay, fine.
And he's got one of those epic death scenes where he's dead, all right.
Is he dead,
because he does and I think he does like a final shot where he's dying, and the last thing he does is shoot the other guy kind of thing. Yeah.
It's real tragic.
And they take Keanu because the rent-a-pilot comes out and he's like, I'm not taking you to so-and-so, wherever it is in Mexico. And he goes, well, now that you told him, we got to take Utah with us.
Yeah, now that he knows where we're going.
And then the excitement continues because they go up in the plane, just the two remaining ex-presidents.
One of them's dying.
One of them's dying with a
Pappas.
bullet. He's got the money around his neck, and there's only 2 shoots, and they have it on. And they jump out, and they leave the gun with Johnny, and Johnny grabs the gun and fucking jumps out of the plane with no parachute.
He just dives, and it's badass.
Oh, yeah. You just think about the stuntman who did that. You're like, what?
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane that they would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am all over the place. I'm just trying to
situate. He dives, he grabs Bodhi and like hangs on to him, and they basically share a shoot down. Like he puts the gun to his head and says, "You got to pull the cord because I won't." Like just suicidal. Yeah. Pull the cord because I won't. Which means you got to drop the gun. He drops the gun, pulls the cord, and they hit hard on the ground.
Yeah, they hit hard, and then
the guy dies.
The other
with the
guy's
money.
dead, and he's just lying there, and there's money everywhere. So then Rosie rolls up in a Jeep with Tyler in it, and they push her out.
We forgot what, I don't know if he's being patronizing or not when he's like, they're going to find you wherever, Utah's like, they're going to find you wherever you go, man. There's this new thing called radar. I don't know if
that was
a
real.
joke or not.
No, that was real. That was real.
I like
but
it.
also he's like,
because it's been around for so fucking
he's like,
long.
you killed a cop. They're going to take you wherever you land. It doesn't matter. And like, yeah. So he's like, you got to come in.
Which ends up being correct.
Yeah. But so they
and a wiener.
Yeah. So let me ask you one quick question, and we'll just move right past it. Okay. What'd you think about Bodhi's ballet shoes at the airport?
What?
He's wearing like ballet shoes. When they jump, he has these ballet shoes.
Oh, he does have slip-ons. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you can call them slip-ons and be kind to him, but they are for sure ballet shoes.
Check that thing out again. I wonder how they're laced up.
I don't think they are.
That's what you do after your friend dies. They're morning slippers, like MOURN.
Yeah, but it's afternoon. Okay. So Rosie shows up in the Jeep. Tyler runs out and gets with
a
Utah.
nightie.
Yeah, which is weird.
I don't think they needed to do the nightie.
No, I think that was
she
strange.
doesn't seem like the person who would wear a nightie.
Right.
Which makes you wonder what happened.
It was Rosie's.
Yeah, she borrowed it.
So
she wanted to look fancy for Utah.
Yeah, so then Bodhi and Rosie get in the Jeep and they drive off, and
that's a sitcom right there. Bodhi and Rosie.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
They start a new life in Mexico.
Yeah. So they ride off with the money and
into
then
the sunset, literally.
Yeah.
Bodhi and Rosie, baby.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The new clique.
So
too sweet.
So they get away, and Pappas is dead, and that's the end of the movie.
That's it.
Wait.
Via con Dios.
There's more. Via con Dios.
Kind of.
Via con Dios.
So Rosie dies because he gets knifed. I think he calls him a big hunk of meat or something.
Yeah.
So we never talked about the 50-year storm, but the big thing was Bodhi wanted to go to the 50-year storm
Beach,
in Australia. So it ends.
So he knows. Okay, so I'm gonna.
We know that time has passed because Johnny's hair is significantly longer.
Yeah.
Which is the cheapest way to show the passing of time.
Yeah, a wig. So
look at him when he comes back. Like that accent that guy has. That cop.
That was bad. Okay, so I'm gonna pitch 2 tropes here. Okay.
Yep.
The 50-year storm is a trope. The one thing that will help that Utah knows Bodhi can't resist is the 50-year storm. So he knows he can catch him there.
I don't know.
What? Okay, let me ask
I'm trying
you
to do a comparison to something else because no other movie's going to have a fucking storm.
It doesn't have to be a storm. It's just a thing that he knows he will be there. That's the point of it.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I misunderstood what the fuck you were talking about.
No, 50-year storm is just the name of the trope. It's the 50-year storm. It's the thing that Bodhi has to do. He's drawn to it.
That's going to be open to interpretation then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay, exactly.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, and my other trope?
I'll allow it.
My other trope? Exactly what you just said, my friend.
What's that?
Via con Dios. Utah lets Bodhi go. In the end, he lets him go. And even if it means Bodhi dies in the ocean,
that's it. That's gold. That's gold.
Via
I'm not going to pitch
Condios
mine
is the trope.
because we got 10.
Well, what's your last one? Let's hear it.
We don't. Nothing.
We can have
Just,
11. I'm interested.
Takes place on the coast. That was
my
my.
week.
That was my. No, that was my
right.
10th. It was
That's
just
a
a
weak one.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
I wish we'd have put Chase in there, but I get it.
So.
I get it.
Oh, we did put a maybe for the chase.
I like 10.
You like 10? Okay,
10.
We'll stick with 10. That's a nice even number. So we got 10 tropes. I got a couple more.
The
notes.
only one I would switch out is mass, because once again that's so obvious, but it is very important. But the chase scene is I don't know.
It's tough.
We'll do mass.
Wow, and on the spot, like, because I didn't even put that down as one of my tropes.
Are you just trying to brag? You trying to flex?
That's
you
right.
Flexing, boy?
That's right.
You flex for me, boy. Getting in there real nice and deep.
It's still so soft. He's flexing it. It's still so soft. Okay.
How pliable.
I got a couple questions for you.
Okay, I got a couple answers for you.
Do Utah and Tyler stay together?
No.
Or is this like they stick together for like 6 months over like trauma bonding?
Yeah,
he's like obsessed with trying to track down Bodhi.
Because she never like the reason they break up is because she doesn't want to meet his parents, because every time she sees them, they're like, "You lied to me about this shit."
She's like, "You didn't,"
and
die
she can't
in a car
take
crash.
it. Yeah, she
okay,
can't take
that's
it.
fair.
No, they don't stay together.
That's a good. Okay,
because he's always traveling to Australia to try and catch Bodhi.
All over tracking down Bodhi.
I don't think they stay together.
Okay, so I got a couple here. Obviously, it's an ambiguous ending, but do you think Bodhi dies, or do you think he comes back, he rides the storm and they take him in, or do you think he washes up on beat?
I think he paddled to New Zealand like he fucking said he was.
He said he wouldn't.
Yeah, but he's a liar.
No, Bodhi would never lie.
He lied about not robbing banks.
No, Bodhi wouldn't do that.
You're right. I guess he's not a liar. I don't think he lied.
No, he's just.
I don't think he lied
just tells
once.
you. Like he just tells you. Like he never.
He kind of does a Bane thing. He always does say what he's gonna do. He's like, "This is gonna
Bane
sting
is
a little
so
bit."
good.
But no, I think he paddled to New Zealand, and then he got.
I don't know if he dies or not.
And then he got
I don't know.
testicular cancer, ironically.
But I really like the ending. I just think it's a really cool ending. So my last note that I have is, why did Utah spend all that time chasing Bodhi just to throw away his badge at the end of the movie?
I don't think he's been a fucking officer for a while. I think that's just a thing he was trying to do. He just wanted to catch him. He's not been employed ever since.
What the fuck is
ever
the
since
point?
Pappas punched his boss.
Dr. Cox?
Yeah, he fired him.
Wow.
And then he was like, "Oh shit, I forgot I have this because I was using it to act like a cop."
I was impersonating an officer this whole time. Wow.
Yeah. 100%. I think he's been
Pretty good. Okay.
That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Well,
who said that? Who used to say that shit?
That's
my answer, and I'm
my
sticking
story,
to it.
and I'm sticking to
Is
it.
that Norm Macdonald? Who was that?
It was. I think it was on Weekend Update.
Yeah.
Or was it Kevin Nealon? It was one of those two.
It was Norm, because I didn't watch Kevin Nealon.
Okay. You didn't watch Kevin Nealon? He was
No.
good. He was who I thought of for Weekend Update
I
for
said
a long
Nealon,
time.
by the way.
Oh boy. All right, so we did it. That's Point Break. I love this movie. I think this is going to be a really fun season. We get to talk about Point Break. We get to talk about some fun heist movies. So let's run down our tropes again real quick. All right, we got a rookie agent.
Mm-hmm. We got the Pappas wild card.
We got Pappas wild card. We got Utah falls for a girl in the gang.
Okay, well, I mean, did you? The extreme sport was the third, right?
I don't have them all in that.
Okay.
I don't have an order yet. I'm just going through them.
Frenemies.
Frenemies, yes. 50-Year Storm.
Yep.
Spiritual way of looking at their way of life.
Yes. Masks.
Masks. The heist goes wrong.
Yep.
And
Via con
Dios. Utah lets Bodhi go.
Which is Spanish for "I love you, brother."
It isn't, but so
be.
those are our tropes.
I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know.
And you know what I think I'm gonna do when we
isn't
when
it
we
like
post,
be at peace though? Isn't that what
it's
it is?
go with God.
Go with God.
So I think when
and then you can add a Hulk Hogan brother at the end if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, brother.
You're doing Macho.
I'm doing
Man.
Macho Man.
You're doing Macho Man.
I can't do a Hulk. Hell
yeah, brother.
It's pretty close. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to post, when we post the episode, I'll post the tropes like with the Instagram post about the episode. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do for this. So you'll see the tropes properly numbered and named and ordered and all that fun stuff. Oh, so I forgot. We're doing a thing this season because we're fancy professional podcasters and whatnot, that we're going to take questions. So
are
each
we,
episode,
though?
Yeah. Wait, are we going to take questions or are we fancy and professional? Because those are different answers.
Yeah, I didn't agree to
those are two
questions.
Different answers.
That seems risky.
Oh, you're saying we are professional and fancy, but we're not taking questions.
You take it as you want to, sir.
Damn right I will. Anyway, I like it. Why did this podcast get so horny? That's what I want to know.
It started, I'm not going to say the H word. That's gross.
Juicy? Is that what you wanted to say?
Is that what I caused? I'll say horny if that's the alternative.
It is.
What's the question?
All right. So we got a question from email, which you can also do. We'll give you a little
you can Google it.
Plug for that. No, stop it. We'll give you a little plug for that later. So our question that comes from Ben.
Oh, Ben from Ben's Basement, Ben?
The one and only. Which film's time loop scenario would you rather be stuck in? And would you revisit season 1 for bonus episodes featuring guests where you explore more time loop movies, but also branch out into other media where the trope exists, such as TV shows, anime, books, etc.?
Oh my God, that was so fucking long.
Well, let's hit part 2 first.
I remember that we did a first season. Can that be my answer?
No, let's hit part 2 first. I say yes. I would be open to doing that because I know there's a lot of like fun time loop stuff. I know like Boss Level just came out. There was a couple that we excluded from season 1. There's like, we could do a Russian Doll special. There's books that I love. The Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series is like built on time loops, but in a completely different way, which would be a fun talk. But I get it's a lot of stuff. I would definitely be interested in that. What do you think?
I don't know if anyone listened to the 10 episodes that I was on, but no, the audacity of asking that question to me, if I would continue doing time loops.
No.
You know
what's really funny, though, is earlier we had a conversation, just like a peek behind the curtains for all our listeners. We're friends, and we talk to each other far too frequently.
I thought you said too aggressively.
Also that. But earlier we were on the phone, and what you said was that you heard about some movie that was like a time loop.
I did, yeah.
And then you started thinking that you were going to have to watch it and
think
about it
in terms
of our show.
What I said was, and now I fucking have to watch it to continue so I can master all the time loops.
Right, which is like, I took that to mean, I took that as your verbal contract that you would do bonus episodes about time loops.
Kicking and screaming and not the movie. Yes, Ben, I will continue to do this if I have to. Gun to my head.
I really like time loop movies, and I think we had a lot of fun with them.
Gun to my head, but not my belly button kind of thing.
Sure.
Like wink, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no finger in your mouth. But yeah. So,
but I would do it if I had to. Yeah, the thing is, it's just too challenging, and the problem for me is just not only grasping it, but then having to explain it to the audience. Yeah. I lose focus too fast.
I wouldn't do it. Honestly, I wouldn't do another season of time loops. I know there are enough movies and other pieces of media that we could. I wouldn't do another full season. I'd do a bonus episode here and there because I think time loops are fun, and I think we have a lot of fun with them.
Because now we have the pedigree of accomplishing 10 episodes.
Yeah, we're heroes and gods among men.
God, wow, I never thought of it like that.
Now, back to that first part of the question, which we all forgot about. So which film's time loop scenario would you rather be stuck in?
50 First Dates. Because I have the option, as Adam Sandler, because I have the option
of fucking all those women?
Of fucking all those women, and then if I felt like dealing with the love of my life, and also Rob Schneider. I could just hang out with that racist Rob Schneider character.
I told you I recently watched another movie that took place in Hawaii. It was a Happy Madison picture. It was called The Wrong Missy. I watched it because I'm a fan of Lauren Lapkus.
Be honest.
No, that was why. David Spade, I cannot handle. He's playing like...
No one can.
He's playing a character that's like legit 25 years younger than he can pull off anymore. Like there's a joke in it where she calls him like grandpa or something. And it is like, no, he's old. Like he's too old for this. Yeah, it doesn't work. He should be like 36 in this movie, and he's like, nearing 60.
I think if you understand the condition that they all have, I think it's called Peter Pan syndrome, where they don't grow up.
For sure. I thought it was like where you like had a really high-pitched voice.
What if you called him Peter Panties?
Well, that's it for us. So you pick 50 for really? You pick
no,
50
I can't think of another one, and I was thinking, well, at least that one I'm not stuck. Like
so
she
I feel like the map of Tiny Perfect Things. We love that movie, and that would kind of be a great thing as like you're a senior in high school and you have this crazy amazing thing happen to you and fall in love with this really great girl. Or I mean, the other one that's like our other favorite from
Palm Springs.
Yeah, Palm Springs, or wild card pick. Maybe Source Code? Because he gets out of there and he just gets to be Pudge.
No. Well, which one's Source Code?
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, on the train?
But he escapes at the end.
That's like
he
the worst
escapes
one.
and gets out of it. So, like,
yeah, but
it's a situation
he's still got a
where you don't have
RoboCop
a
thing
dick.
going on.
No, he doesn't. He's in that other guy's body.
Oh, yeah, Pudge.
Exactly. So that might be a good one. But really, I think Palm Springs is probably the best one, as long as you're not J.K. Simmons.
I think the question is, like, if you didn't escape it, if you had to relive the same day over and over. I think that's the premise.
No, because you're stuck in the loop, but that doesn't mean you can't try to find your way out. And I think you and I would be experts.
But once you get out, then it's over. Then you've accomplished it.
Of course.
I know, I'm just saying, like, you don't continue the life. I think it's just the loop portion.
So we just have to do the loop?
I think it's just the loop.
So it's like playing a video game, which is the most video game that would be fun. Now I'm thinking maybe Edge of Tomorrow.
I'm still thinking Palm Springs because there's a lot of options of drugs.
Yeah, all those weird, like, hook drugs.
And I get to hang out with
How I Met Your Mother?
Spider-Man's villain, or arch nemesis. Fuck's his name?
J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah. In that fucking Indiana Jones, in that Indiana Jones outfit.
I love that hat.
All right, we've got to wrap up this episode.
Yeah. Look, good question. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, thank you, Ben.
Definitely, like, send us your questions. So, what do you think about this season?
I'm very excited. I don't know if I've said that 5 times yet, but fucking Point Break. No, I think this will definitely be a massacre. Can I say that?
No, I don't. I mean, you can. I don't think it makes sense.
I already did. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just saying words at it.
All right. Well, then I would like to say thanks for listening this week.
Yes, thank you.
Tell your friends about us and be sure to subscribe on your preferred podcast platform. That's a tough one. Why'd I write that?
You gonna plug some shit yet?
Yeah. So you can find us online at Keystone Copycats, and you can find us. Follow us on Instagram at Keystone Copycats. If you've got something to say, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, or you can send an email to us at keystonecopycats@gmail.com. Check out Sinclarity, A Dinosaur's Tale at dinosaurs.gay, which is the real website. And until next time, I'm Zach, and he is...
Peace.
We'll see you next week.